Hallo, meine Kameraden. Today we're taking a look at this totalitarianism propagator. Or AGM MP40 if you want to get specific. I did a few mods to it, and today we'll do an overview of them. Let's start with the mag. As you can see, it's quite sturdy in the gun. Once I press the mag release, I need to use some force to remove it. If you wish to fix the mag wobble issue, you will need to modify this part. This is a mag wobble insert made out of plastic. As you can see, I've beveled the edges so the mag insertion is a bit easier. And I fixed the issue, mag wobble, like so. I added some ABS paste, or you can add some epoxy or something like that on the sides, so it squeezes it together, side to side and back to front. And that fixes the issue. Now let's take a look at the body. If you're familiar with the stock performance of it, you know that this is quite good. It still moves a bit, but it's much better than stock performance. This fixturing tongue is why there's so much movement between the upper and lower receivers. Originally it's made out of metal and it's undersized. So once it's slotted into the lower receiver, it has quite some movement to it. This one is 3D printed out of PETG. It's a larger size and it's secured with screw on this side and on this side, so it's much more stable. So it has movement up and down, and that's about it. Let's take a look at the hop-up unit. First off, once you remove two screws, here and here, you can pull out the other barrel. I put in a spacer, plastic spacer, that allows the barrel to be very stable in the body, like so. And let's take a look at the hop-up. This is a modified AK hop-up unit. Now it can take standard AEG barrels and hop-up rubbers. Before it wasn't able to do that. I needed to keep the adjustment lever from the old hop-up unit. I needed to shorten it. As you can see here, it's supposed to have a narrower section that knocks the BB holder in the mag. Now that's gone. I had to narrow the diameter a bit, and as you can see, now it's fixed on a spacer, a small spacer that holds the hop-up unit on the correct height and the distance from the gearbox. Here's the old hop-up unit. As you can see, the barrel just rotates inside the hop-up unit. You can't even remove it. It's all internal. You would need to cut the chamber apart to get to replace some parts, if you would be able to replace them. I don't know. Didn't bother with it. And now the air seal is much better. Now it shoots about 1.1 joule. Before it shot maybe 0.8. So yeah, marked improvement. What you might notice is the lack of the selector here. I've replaced it with a screw. Here's the side plate removed. This is the selector. You rotate it, you select it with this turning of the screw, and it rotates this drum. I have added this detent holder here, and I have made two cuts on the side of this drum that rotates. It stops in this position, and you can rotate it for 90 degrees, and it stops in this position. So you have a tactile feeling how much to rotate. It's much more discreet than the large switch on the side. And you can see the gearbox. It's like on a AK or a G36 sliding selector, and this drum flips it over. And the last mod is the stock stabilization. Speaking of the stock struts, you can see it's made out of three parts. Here's the front part and the first joint, then we have the actual strut, And then here we have the rear joint and the rear part. Each joint had quite a lot of movement. It's secured to the actual strut with a internal integrated pin or something like that. You can't knock it out, you need to drill it out. Here on the inside, here and here in the back. You need to drill it out so you can disassemble it. Then I've filled the tube with glue at the joint and then just squeeze together. It still has quite a lot of movement up and down and even side to side, but the struts are much more stable. And that's all upgrades I did to it. So it took some work, but it was worth it. It's a cheap replica and you can upgrade it easily. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this came in handy to anyone. Auf Wiedersehen!